Concerning 2024 budget, the Governance Accountability and Advocacy Center has called upon the senators to work hand in hand to ensure that the 2024 budget is implemented in a way that will benefit the nation. Speaking during a press briefing held in Abuja, the convener of the group, Okwa Dan, appealed to the Northern Senator Forum to engage in constructive dialogue to avoid impersonation.
An assertion that the country's budget is skewed in favor of or against one region is something one should disregard, had it come from the usual rabble-rousing entities that pretend to represent certain interests or groups. But when the allegation of lopsided allocations are made to appear as if they came from no less a group than the 58 lawmakers strong Northern Senators Forum, then there is a cause for concern. The concern here is not about whether the allegation is true, but being tied to individuals who, by their position and oath of allegiance to Nigeria, have risen above the parochial tendency of articulating every single issue through the ethnic and geopolitical prisms. Those who wanted to make it appear as if it was the position of the Northern Senators Forum that the 2024 budget is lopsided and that the projects only favored the southern part of the country are being divisive and uncharitable. We condemn in strong terms the activity of this kind that are intended to cause dissatisfaction among Nigerians' federating entities. It would have been disappointing if the Northern Senators had made such an incendiary statement as being the feedback from their constituents, as there is no proof that even the constituents made such demands of their representatives. We believe lawmakers were sufficiently in touch with their constituents and they properly captured their concerns before the budget was passed and signed into law. Membership of the two chambers is also distributed across the country, with the North having more seats than the South. The chairmen of appropriation committees for both chambers of the parliament come from the North and the South, which shows balance. The budget was not passed by lawmakers from the South only, but by the plenaries of both houses, which had Northern lawmakers actively contributing to debates and voting to pass the budget. The reservations that some people are now expressing could have been expressed at the stages when the budget was being considered. This would have ensured that amends were made if there was truly a need for it. But to now begin to castigate a budget they were part of approving smacks of mischief that would not augur well for anyone. We would like to remind Nigerians that Senators Forum were elected to represent the people of Nigeria. They must consequently work for the good of all Nigerians, regardless of their ethnicity or religion. Their utterances as leaders must therefore be well guided at this point, particularly bearing in mind the peculiar challenges that the country is having to deal with. We have the firm view that the 2024 budget truly reflects our needs as a nation, and Mr. President should be applauded for coming up with such an inclusive spending plan for the year. Instead of criticizing the 2024 budget based on sectional interests, the senators and members of the House of Representatives should rather focus on effectively supervising the implementation of the budget. On the issue of the relocation of some federal agencies to Lagos or any other parts of Nigeria, we are suing for introspection on the part of anyone who is intervening in the matter.